The history of punishments throughout human civilization is filled with examples that range from severe to downright gruesome. Here's a detailed exploration of some of the worst punishments in human history. Crucifixion. Perhaps one of the most infamous forms of punishment, crucifixion, was practiced by ancient civilizations, notably by the Romans. The victim would be nailed or tied to a wooden cross and left to die slowly from exhaustion, dehydration, and asphyxiation. It was not only excruciatingly painful, but also served as a public deterrent due to its visibility. Brazen Bull. Before we move on to the next topic, it would be wonderful if you could subscribe first, so that we are more motivated in creating videos. Thank you. Originating in ancient Greece, the Brazen Bull was a hollow brass statue with a door on one side. The condemned person would be locked inside, and a fire would be lit underneath, essentially roasting the victim alive. The bull's design also had pipes that converted the screams of the victim into sounds, resembling a bull's bellowing. Scaphism. An ancient Persian method of execution, scaphism involved trapping the victim between two boats or hollowed-out tree trunks. The person would be force-fed milk and honey, causing severe diarrhea. They would then be left to float in a stagnant pond or marsh, attracting insects that would breed and feed on the person's exposed flesh as they died from infection and exposure. Blood eagle, a form of execution in Norse culture. The blood eagle involved cutting the victim's ribs from their spine and pulling the lungs outward to create the appearance of wings. This brutal method was reserved for traitors and enemies, with the intention of causing maximum agony and displaying power through terror. Flaying. Flaying, or skinning alive, has been practiced in various cultures throughout history. The Aztecs, for example, used flaying as a form of ritual sacrifice. The victim would be stripped of their skin, often while still alive, leading to shock, extreme pain, and eventual death from blood loss and exposure. The rack, used during medieval times, the rack was a torture device consisting of a wooden frame with rollers at both ends. The victim's limbs would be tied to the rollers, and as the torturer turned a crank, the person's joints would be stretched to excruciating lengths, often resulting in dislocation or even limb detachment. Iron Maiden. A spiked coffin-like device, the Iron Maiden was used for torture and execution during the Middle Ages. The victim would be placed inside, and the door closed, causing the spikes to impale them slowly and painfully. Despite its infamy, there's debate among historians about how widely it was actually used. Breaking wheel, also known as the Catherine wheel. This punishment involved tying the victim to a large wheel and then smashing their limbs with a hammer or iron bar. The wheel would be displayed in a public place with the victim's broken body left hanging on it as a warning to others. Boiling alive. In various cultures, boiling alive was a method of execution or punishment. The victim would be immersed in boiling water, oil, or other liquids, leading to severe burns, organ damage, and a slow, agonizing death. Deprivation torture. While not as immediately gruesome as physical torture, deprivation torture involves long-term sensory deprivation, confinement in tiny spaces, or starvation. The psychological toll of such methods can be immense, leading to hallucinations, paranoia, and a complete breakdown of mental faculties. These punishments, among others, showcase the extreme lengths to which human cruelty and the thirst for power have historically gone. They serve as stark reminders of the brutality that has marked certain periods of our history and the importance of upholding human rights and dignity in modern societies. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share to spread the love.